On this Monday morning.
Is Mocha there?
No. Welcome to the Ashes to Rubies podcast, where we talk about life and recovery and so much more, like menopause.
That's what we were just talking about before you pressed play.
I saw you were busy on your phone. I'm like, how can you be that distracted that early in the morning?
Googling best menopause comfort. I'm not actually in menopause.
I think I know what it means.
We're really hot at night.
I want to know what it means, but I think you get hot in menopause. I don't know why.
I get hot at night.
Is that because you're old? That's a new thing? I've learned about, I haven't learned about it, but I've heard the phrase perimenopause. Mm-hmm. Okay, so medi would be feet, and pause. Meno. So peri would be meno. Peri would be what?
Pre.
Kind of. Peri?
I guess like it's early.
And so meno would be menopause. So you're pausing something.
Yeah, well.
The uteral lining falling out.
Why are you doing this to us?
Well,
nobody wants this.
You're sitting there like looking at your phone, and I'm like, and I'm looking at how distracted you are, and I look at blankets, and I said, "We're getting a new blanket," and you said, "Yes, I'm looking up menopause blankets."
But I just know that like my friends that are in menopause, they have night sweats.
Why would you get hot? Like, what happens?
They get sweats. They get all of a sudden
is it like meat sweats?
I'm in a book club, and most of the other women in my book club are like 10 years older than me.
A little bit older.
And so I learned things that are coming.
When does really helpful, menopause come?
Tells you these things.
When does menopause come?
It's coming.
I didn't.
Let me just tell you, it's coming.
So there's signs.
Yeah, you get hot all of a sudden.
I don't want to know all the signs, but I don't want to know any signs except that you're hot.
If your wife,
I don't want to know the other signs.
Very dramatically throw off her jacket in the middle of the mall.
That's a sign.
Dying.
So
that's a sign.
There's probably other signs, but I think that's a good segue into recovery. There's signs that you're in recovery or not in recovery because you're in either one. I think what's not being in menopause? Like normal? You're being normal.
Us? Like for women?
Yeah.
Well, like so our entire life is a cycle of from the time we are.
I'm so grateful to be
from the time we are most of us like 11 or 12 or 13.
Like my only job is to really
what's your
put up with you. You actually have to put up with you way greater than I have to put up.
And you guys are really mean about it, actually.
I feel like I'm super compassionate.
Men as a whole,
no, I am compassionate.
Are very. You don't want to hear about it. You don't want to talk about it. It grosses you out, and I feel like people are coming that are not used to this kind of conversation on this podcast, and they're never going to listen to us again.
Very few people are used to this conversation,
and they're never listening to us again.
That's okay. I've worked with women, and I felt like as a male, we are not very tolerant of the cycles of what you have to tolerate.
Thank you.
That we have to deal with. That I'm saying that wrong, but we don't have to deal with what you have to deal with, but we have to deal with.
And you're very intolerant of even the.
I feel like I'm not, and I think in a working environment, we should have allowances, and we should give days off.
You've gotten much better.
We should have lighter loads and less work. I think all of those things. And in Jewish culture, you would actually be out of the kitchen for six days. That would be like a holiday.
Okay, do you know
what would they do?
Do you know what's shown to be true though?
Where's our buck?
Yeah, we might need a lighter load or be less tolerant, like a couple days a month or whatever. But we work our butts off to like catch up. We work very hard, and we will catch up. Like all my work would just stay there, and then I'll catch up. I don't put it on somebody else.
Okay.
It's not like I'm less efficient or less productive.
Yeah, I think
we're created
in a world
part
working
of our cycle,
with men. I think the whoever the leader is has to make allowances.
Part of our cycle is that we have like go time, and so we go hard. We have like extra energy. We go hard, and then we have like this.
The crazy land.
Crazy land.
Okay, so if you're just tuning in, we were talking about menopause, perimenopause, some signs either that you're in it or out of it. And we'll try to relate that to recovery.
And I hope you stuck around, because odds are you have a mother, a sister,
morning,
a coworker. You have somebody that you can be more compassionate to.
Is that what it's all about, is being compassionate?
Yes.
And I think that's the same way in recovery. I think the recovery life, we think at some level, and it's a delusion that we got this, and it's like we think that we're this gliding plane, and a plane is either flying or plummeting, but there's an illusion that says,
and boy, when a plane plummets, does it ever make a...
I believe that it's the 27th, correct? Okay. I am not looking at my phone as much this week. I've implemented some structure and discipline in my phone life. Yeah. So my phone is off at night from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. And then this is my plan, to take Friday evening to Saturday evening off my phone. Off.
It's going to be interesting.
Because
we don't have a home phone.
We don't have a home. Maybe we need to re-engage that conversation. All right, let's engage our meditation conversation. This is an idea that this book will present forward. We'll have a contemplative meditation about it, and then we'll take this idea through the day. Welcome, Asia, from India, South Asia. Right on. How you doing, John? Welcome to our podcast. This is where we join together in a meditation. And so this is our meditation on September the 27th. In early recovery program, a member once said, I tried to manage my partner's life, although not even able to manage my own. I wanted to get inside their brain and turn the screws in what I thought was the right direction. It took me a long time to realize that this was not my job. I just wasn't equipped for it. None of us are. There's some truth. None of us are. So I began to turn the screws in my own head in the right direction. This has taught me a little more about managing my own life. Today's reminder: if my life has become unmanageable, how can I get control of it? Am I being forced into doing things I don't want to do, like losing my temper, convincing, and scheming to make things work out the way that I want them to be? Am I now the kind of person that I really want to be? An honest effort to manage my own life will open many doors to me that my distorted thinking has kept closed. Here is our quote. If thou canst not make thyself such a one as thou wouldst, how canst thou expect to have another according to thy liking? Okay, so the whole point is, if I'm struggling with my own life, how can I help other people in their lives?
Yeah.
The one thing that I dislike about this reading,
most of it,
the main thing that I dislike the main thing that I dislike about this reading is that I am in the delusion that I can manage my own life. And in a step one problem, we are powerless over the substances, over the alcohol, drugs. In your case, you're powerless over adrenaline, not the behaviors that lead me to that. So I have no power over that. But then what makes my life unmanageable isn't the substance. It's me trying to manage my life. So me trying to manage your life is so ridiculous because I don't even have the ability and power to manage my own life. This book is saying, stop managing your life and get my own life in a management material. Like, sit in the manager's seat. My whole goal is, what am I trying to manage? My whole thought pattern is, what am I trying to manage in the first place? I'm actually trying to manage my irritable, restless, and discontent spiritual condition. And so I can't do that as the manager. I need to invite God into my life to become the manager. And so now I'm the employee. And I'm not to be the manager in anybody's life, let alone my own. That's what I disliked about this reading, because it's assuming that I just need to manage my life. And then what I liked about it is I can easily feel unmanageable in my life. So I want to manage those around because it gives me a sense of control and purpose and meaning. And I don't even have to think about my life and the stuff in here. I'm trying to manage your life, and I'm so focused on you and what you're doing and trying to help you become a better person. Become the person that you want you to be, that I expect you to be. Ooh. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah.
You covered. What are your thoughts?
You covered it.
I covered it.
You gave it all.
So in recovery, we come to the understanding that we are managing our condition separated from God. And so now we, through a program of recovery, whether that's LifeLab, the 12-step, whatever fellowship you're in, we have to really go through a process of giving the manager spot up to God, because that's our whole nature, is to become, we want to be like God. We want to be independent. We want to be big boys and girls. And we invite God into the little, to give us some pain relief. That's kind of us separated from God. So we have to invite God to be the manager. So where in your life are you being the manager? Where do you feel, I like the words that they used. Can't. Where do you feel like you're being forced? Where are you losing your temper, contriving, convincing, scheming, feeling, like a victim, all of those things? Where do you feel those things? And are you trying to manage them, or are you really under the management of God? So where are you being the manager in your life, and how's that going for you? Stop managing everybody else's. Anything else you'd like to add?
No.
So today,
I was really listening to what you had to say, and I thought it was really good.
Thank you. We give today the manager position to God. Let us be the children. Let him have all the responsibility, and we get to play in the playground. Mm-hmm. Amen. Keep the peace, be of good behavior, and we will see you tomorrow.